Hi crafters, this is Cindy B with MrsBeasCraftRoom.blogspot.com here today with a video showing you how I'm going to make my 2011 holiday planner. Every year I make a holiday planner, and this year I decided to go ahead and videotape it for those of you that are interested. I feel like the holiday planner is a necessity for me during the holiday season to keep me on track, and so I know what I'm doing. I do it for the planner. I start it for Thanksgiving, writing down my menus and who's coming and my who's bringing what items, those type of things, and then I use it for my annual cookie exchange that I have every year on who I'm inviting and the gifts that I'm giving and the food that I'm making. And then I use it for Christmas Day, for Christmas shopping, keeping list of presents that I'm buying for everyone, and the food that I'm making for Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, etc., shopping list, that kind of thing. So the planner for me is an essential item that I need every holiday season to keep me on track. So I thought it'd be fun to share this with you. So what we're doing today is, this is my Gypsy, and I'm hoping you can see the screen here. What I've done is I've selected a scalloped rectangle from the Gypsy Wandering cartridge, and this is going to be the cover and the pages of my planner. So for today we're just going to work on the cover, and then each day, each week we'll work on a page in the planner. That way by Thanksgiving I'll have it done. Anyway, so I've used the Gypsy Wandering cartridge, and this is the scallop from that cartridge, and it is sized at 6-inch width. And I went ahead and let the height go to whatever dimension it went automatically, so it ended up being 7.31 inches high. So I need 2 of those. I can squeeze 2 of them on a page, on a 12 by 12 sheet, and I'll be cutting those out of chipboard and also out of paper, out of cardstock. The next thing I decided to use, so I wanted to decorate my cover, and I'm going to be using the Winter Frolic cartridge this year. And every year I do a little bit different, but this year I thought it'd be fun to use the Winter Frolic. I'm using the little boy on the sled. So what I've done is I've gone to the keypad and I've selected the little boy on the sled, and he is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 on the keypad. And so have selected him, and I've sized him at 4.5 inches. And then how I get my other images to come back the right size, to layer the right size, is I highlight that image, I go back to the keypad, and then I select all of the layers that belong with that image. So now I've got all my layers on the screen: his head, his body and the sleigh rungs, and then his clothes. And if you notice his clothes, they've got his shirt, his pants, his cap, and his gloves all together in one cut. Well, I want to cut those out of different colors, so I want to go into the Advanced tab and select the Hide Contour feature. So I'm going to make his shirt a different color. So I've highlighted his shirt, and it turns up red on my screen, and I'm going to select Hide. And then that shirt had some little cuts in it, and I'm just going to go ahead and hide those also. If I can get them to hide. Oop, there we go. Hide, hide. There we go. So now I just have the pants, the top to his hat, and his gloves, and those all cut out of blue. Now I just still need to cut his shirt, so I'm going to copy that. So now I've got 2. I'm going to go into the second one, and I'm going to bring back the shirt, and I'm going to hide all of the other items. So this way, there. Now I can cut his shirt a different color. Now I'll just place these around on my mat where I want the paper pieces to be. And then the last image on layer 3, I'm going to cut the mountains out. And I've done this the same way. I've selected my image, and I've selected all of the pieces that go with the mountains based on the size of the image, and then I'm going to go into the Hide Contour feature on the mountain, because I want each of these mountains to cut a different color. So for this one, I'll go ahead and hide that one and say OK, and then I'll copy it, and then I'll go back into that one and I'll hide that one, and we'll show that one. And we really don't need those words. I don't need the North Pole. We'll take those off. Okay, so now I'm going to go cut all these out, and I'll be back in a sec. Okay, I'm back with my pieces cut, but before I start into that, I wanted to give you guys a tip. This is just something that I've done personally because I really have so many cartridges that I tend to forget what I have. And I have to think other people are like me, or maybe I'm the only one, but I forget what images are on which cartridges. So what I did is I created this little book, and each page represents a cartridge. And the way I got these images is I went into the Cricut.com website, and I just pulled up each of the cartridges, and you have the ability to display the images on the cartridge. Now, you're not going to get all of the features or any of the special cuts that are in addition to each cartridge, but you'll get the main image of each cartridge. And I just cut and paste that into a document, and I just created this book. So if I know I want to see, I'm looking for something in particular, I can just kind of flip through my book until I find the image or the idea that I'm looking for. So anyway, I just want to give you that tip. This book has helped me tremendously. Alright, so now to our planner. I have cut out, and I'm using black chipboard today. It's the only thing I had. I bought a pack of chipboard from Joann's. It came with white chipboard, weight black, and then regular chipboard. So I'm using the black today. So I've cut the black chipboard, and then I've also cut my designer paper, and we're going to adhere that on to the page. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to apply our glue, and I'm going to use a wet glue for this because I want it to stick. And I want to make sure that it goes all the way out to the edges. Alright, now this is a quick drying glue, so we need to be fairly quick with this. It won't move very much once we get it down. So there we go. Now, what I normally do is I take a ruler and I start from the center, and I'm going to push down and up with my ruler to push the air bubbles out and to get that glue out to the edges. Because I want to make sure the glue is all the way out to the edges. Okay. Alright, so there we go. So there we have our chipboard cover. Alright, now I have gone ahead and cut out the little boy on the sled, and I've layered him. And I took some Copic markers. I don't know if you can see his little face, but I did add some cheeks to his face and a little bit of highlighting. You don't have to do that. I just thought it would be kind of fun to do. And then my mountains. And I still have to adhere my sign. Now, instead of cutting out the words North Pole, I decided to go ahead and use a stamp that I had that says Believe. And I stamped that on the sign that's going to go on the mountain. Alright, so we'll go ahead and put that on. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put my mountains on. Alright, let's go ahead and put the mountains on, and I'm going to get those as close to the top as I can. Alright, and the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and put my little guy on his sled, but I'm going to pop him up so he looks like he's sledding down a hill. So we'll go ahead and use some pop dots. And let's see, I need to use half of a pop dot. Alright, so sometimes this is a little trick, and I'm sure you all know about this. You just kind of cut a pop dot in half. Makes it, and do it while it's on the sticker sheet, not once you have it off of the sticker sheet. It makes it a little bit easier to do. Okay, and then we're just going to put him down on the cover like that. He's sledding down the hill. Okay, so now the words holiday planner. These I have cut out, and I need to place them on the planner first. I need to keep a couple things in mind. I'm going to be using a Zutter binder on this planner, on the pages, so I need to make sure that I leave enough room along here for the binding machine to bind. So I don't want it to bind through. You know what? I think what I'm going to do is bind it, put the holes in there first. I think I'll do that. Let me grab my machine. Okay, so for those of you that have a Zutter, you'll know, I'm not going to go through a demo of how to do the binding machine, but I'm just going to kind of eyeball this. And then go ahead. There we go. That way I've got my holes punched and I don't have to worry about where I'm going to place the holiday. That probably makes the most sense. So now I'm going to go ahead and position my word holiday. Let's see, I have a very good camera angle. There we go. Okay. H-O. L. And this way I can kind of play. I might push this down, play a little bit with it. Alright, so let's move. I think it's okay if the words overlap the mountains. What do you guys think? Okay. Then I have the word planner. So the letters holiday came from, I don't remember which cartridge, I'll have to look. But the word planner came from, some of you probably recognize that, came from Opposites Attract. So how am I going to get that in there? I didn't think about that. There we go. Maybe I'm going to have to cut off part of that P. Okay, so there's my holiday planner. So I'm going to go ahead and attach those down. Okay, so there we have the words glued on. And I think I'm going to use some stickles on those trees up there to bling them up a little bit. So I'm just going to use, whoops, and that way they'll be shiny, like the letters from Holiday. There. All right. Okay, so the last thing I want to put on is a button on the front of the planner. And so I've just gotten a big red button here, and I took some twine and I tied some twine through it. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the button on with some glue. Normally I might use a glue dot, but because this planner is probably going to go in my purse or in my computer bag or when I travel, I want that button to be pretty sturdy. So I'm just going to glue that on there like that. Alright, and so there is the page 1 of the holiday planner. Let's see if I can do it better this way. And I'll be back with the second page in the planner, which will be preparing for Thanksgiving. Thanks a lot. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time.